God, that was a tough angle, huh?
Yeah, it was hard for me to even get the way I wanted it to be. I think the best one was towards the last.
Yeah.
And
What's up, you guys? This is Devin from CenturyFX Studios, back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the benefits of working with a great model. Now, the term great model, don't put too much weight on it. I use that term very lightly because nobody's perfect, and especially if you're working with a model for the first time, there's many different caveats in which you have to work out the comfort level, working with their style and working with your style, so on and so forth. You guys collaborating and making a great product together, which is the images. Now, like I said, I'm going to go through 10 reasons why working with a great model is a benefit to both of you guys, especially if you're a great photographer. But I'm doing this from the photographer's perspective. So let's start off with reason number one, which is confidence. If you're working with a great model, like I always work with Jenny because she's a great model, but the confidence of the photographer and the model go up. And when the confidence of the photographer and the model go up, the poses get a little bit sharper. The ideas of the poses get a little bit sharper. The ideas get a little bit more exciting and things of that nature. When you're confident, especially as the model, that the images from the photographer are coming great out of the back of that screen, then you're like, okay, let me see what I can do. Bang, 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 bang. If you're out on a shoot, a lot of the times, especially if you're trying to create something that nobody's created, like in the last couple of videos that I made, I was out in an area where we were hot. We had to really walk a long way. We spent at least 20-25 minutes just walking to the location from the trail, from all of this stuff that we were going through to get through. We had to jump over stuff. We were scared that snakes and bugs and lizards, all these other things in this harsh environment. But at the end of the day, when a model is, great, she doesn't worry about what conditions she's working in, and that will speed everything up. The next reason would be location and looks. First of all, if you have a confident model that she knows you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, you know how to line her up or him up with whatever's going on in the environment, that's a double win for both of you guys, because you don't have to worry about them being, oh, I don't think I want to go there. I don't think this is right. I don't think. All that negativity is really bad for the shoot, because we have to spend time convincing each other that what we're doing is right, or whatever the photographer is doing is right, or whatever the model is doing is correct in the given location. And then if the photographer, if she thinks or he thinks that my photographer is not in a good location, this, that, and the other, and you guys can't, agree upon something, then that takes away from the looks. Next reason would be collaborating pose ideas. Now, if you're collaborating pose ideas, that means she has her own ideas. She knows herself. She knows how she looks, or he knows himself. He knows how he looks, so on and so forth. And then not only that, the photographer can then add on. So we're never having our own little writer's block or creativity block of what should we do next or stuff like that. Michael Zelbel, a great photographer, came up with this little scheme of thinking about letters and shapes. Every letter has a shape and every shape has a pose. So that keeps you from having writer's block. But at the same time, if a model can even come with her own or his own poses that he know or she know that she looks remotely good in, the photographer can either tweak and add on more ideas. Reviewing time for images. Now, a lot of times you don't have a lot of time to review images unless you really, really want to change something or go in a different direction or change something simple and stuff like that. But you don't want to sit around after every image, look at the picture. That's going to take forever and you won't get anything done. But if a model can go, like I said, going back to speed, image to image to image to image, pose to pose to pose to pose, click, 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 then you're able to actually have more time to review images, take a break and say, okay, I think we're about done with this pose, this outfit, this look, this location. Let's review a couple of them. Let's see where we can go. Next one is endurance. Oh my goodness. Walking out there in the hot sun, and especially in the summer, high speed sync and all this other stuff, and hot cameras and heavy gear, and walking long ways just to make a look work. If you're a great model, you're going to have the endurance with the photographer over pose, look, sweat, blood, sweat, and tears to get the images and the looks that you need. If you have a model that has good endurance that can match the endurance of the photographer, then you can get way more done. Outdoor conditions, this kind of adds on to endurance. Outdoor conditions can change rapidly. It can be very, very hot at some point. It can be very, very cold at some point. But if you have a good model that is great at what she does, she won't even let that bother her as much as she will make it seem. Because think about it, if that outdoor condition is really getting on your mind and getting on your nerves and distracting the model, then it's going to see and you're going to show it in the image. It's not going to be good. So that's something you need to worry about. But if you have a bad model, but if you have a good model, then everything is good to go. Mistake forgiveness. Everybody makes mistakes. Me, Jenny makes mistakes when we're out here doing these photographs, and I noticed it a lot in some of these pictures. But I was able to boil it down to some that she liked and I liked. But we're able to check each other's on our mistakes without getting mad and not, oh, I gotta leave because you suck as a photographer. No, we don't ever have those kind of conversations. We don't ever have those kind of conversations where we're not open to taking constructive criticism either for the photography end or the modeling end. And that's a mark of a great model and, of course, a great photographer. The best critiquer. Okay, this kind of goes into the mistakes and the forgiveness of the mistakes. The model knows his or herself better than pretty much anybody else, but at the same time, you have to be the liaison between what you see on the back of that screen and what they are doing. So you have to be able to say, hey, here's this, that, and the other. I know you think you look like this and that and the other. Just make this tweak, make this thing. You have to be the best critiquer, and then they have to be the best critiquer after they look at the back of the screen and they say, most of the time they don't have a mirror, so they're like, okay, well, I think I could have did this better, this, that, and the other. I look best on this side. I look best this way, that, and the other. And a great model can say that without being, oh my goodness, you're a bad photographer. We need to redo this whole thing, or I want to leave. I don't want to be with you anymore, or I don't like your work, period. So a great model can work that out. And then the last thing would be planning. Oh my goodness. A great model showed me that, okay, as long as we plan everything remotely greatly, even if the photographer doesn't have everything correct in his mind or her mind, depending on what their experience level is, the model can come with a whole trunk of clothes or this, that, and the other, know what to dress, how to dress, when to dress, what colors will go with what. All these other things. Models, sometimes they do their own makeup, their styling, all this other stuff. And as a photographer, if you have a model that can at least jog your memory, especially if you're a great photographer, it'll just compound and add on to what would be the greatness of the shoot. I'm done with CenturyFX Studios. This ran a little bit long. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and stay tuned for the next video.